Hello, thanks for joining me. I hope you're well. Now, second part of the suspension upgrade malarkey. Look what I've got here. Now, what I did when I was doing my front fork springs was I was on eBay like you are, and I spotted some Ikon, which are Coney rear shocks. And I contacted the lad and he said, yeah, they're in good condition. And they're in good condition, and they do seriously improve the ride of your bike. So I thought, okay, well, I thought my missus isn't working and she won't know anything about this, so I'll give them a whirl as well. So at first eBay did the best to, they actually returned them to the sender, which wasn't very good when I was expecting them to arrive, but he sent them straight back to me full of apologies, which is fine. And here they are. So without further ado, let's have a look and let's get them fitted, and see if it makes any difference. We'll go for a little tickle round. Give me something to do this afternoon, decent afternoon. And well, let's see how we go. So what I'll do is I'll put some more irritating music on for some and let's get them fitted and go for a ride. Oh, it's a boy! Oh no! Twins! Now, still in pretty good condition. First thing, move on. Hurry. Ikon suspension, assembled in Australia. So, do you think I've got to put them on upside down? Don't know. Looking good, Nick. They're on the lightest setting, shortest setting. So, let's give them a whirl. They look okay. Let's give them a go. Okie dokie. Now they're on, but well, these were advertised, didn't take much doing, obviously just 2 nuts, but there you go, originals, Ikon shocks. Can you see what it is yet? They are, don't know, an inch shorter maybe 2 inches, inch and a half, don't know. Now I've popped them on maybe an inch. I've popped them on, I'm not sure if that's how they're supposed to be, but they're not exactly the same length as my originals. So let's just have a, let's see. I'll leave that camera running, hopefully you can see it from where you are. Okay, so that's that. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see how it reacts. Will that make me a bit lower down? Probably will. Got to on it. Okie dokie, so here it is. You know how it is, we've just put these shocks on. So we've got to go for a little ride, haven't we? Let's have a go. Now these shocks came off eBay and they were described as for a Triumph water-cooled 900 Bonneville T100, which is exactly what we've got here. Ikon shock absorbers made in Australia, vastly superior to the original rear shock absorbers. So I thought, right, we'll have a go at them then. So we had them, and as you've just seen, I've just done a quick vid, probably with some more aggravating music, as one of the viewers said on the last one, but quick vid of fitting them, obviously dead straightforward. And the first thing I noticed, which I demonstrated in the garage, was they're a bit shorter. They're about an inch and a half shorter, and that is noticeable. That's, you know, not massively, but I do feel just that the riding position has changed slightly, for the better, for the worse, I don't know. I'm not really, or no difference, even though it's shorter, you know what I mean? There's no real difference. That may be the truth of the matter. I can probably sling my leg over slightly easier because I've gone down 30-40 mil, I guess. But riding, now obviously it's very early days. I've come about 3 mile. I've just had to call for some fuel because I was running on fumes when I came off my last run, which is unusual for me. I don't normally let it get down there, but my first point of call had to be juice, and we're away now. So what we've done is we've upgraded the front forks to progressive front forks, and I have noticed a difference with them. The question is have I noticed any difference with these back ones? Well, apparently they're set up for a rider of 95 kilos with plus riding gear, so I don't know what we're talking, 100 kilos, 105 kilos. Now I'm a bit heavier than that, I think I'm about 110, so probably, and they are set on the hardest setting, because unfortunately I haven't got a spanner that will fit it. I need a C-spanner, and I've got a couple of C-spanners, but they're both the same, and none of them are perfect for this job. I was going to put them in the middle setting, but it seems that well, I can't change them for the moment, so they're on the hardest setting. But inadvertently, given that I'm heavier than what they, you know, they're probably about, they should be set up about right for me, I'm guessing. I'm no suspension guru, goodness me. What I would say is, I mean, our roads are shocking here. I'm
I'm sick of saying that. Yeah, I can sort of feel them working. Or is this the placebo effect kicking in? You know, oh, you've bought these and you want them to work, otherwise you've wasted your money, haven't you? But I was a big critic of the original shocks. I just don't know why. They seem to jar you over every bump. They were better once I got my camping gear on, once I got some weight on the back. I played with the settings on them, and I didn't really get on with them, and that's why I thought, well, I'll try these. But I didn't want to pay a fortune, and to be honest, these Ikon shocks, they tell me that years ago when I was a boy, we used to have Coney shocks, and Ikon is a play on the word Coney. And an Australian firm bought Coney out when they went, I don't know if they folded or they just bought them out. So that's where the name Ikon comes from, and then they do look to be a sturdy. They look a bit stockier, and they are, as I've mentioned, a little bit shorter. I can feel. You know, what do you say about rear shocks? I don't know. I suppose time will tell. Ooh. What do you say about any shocks on our roads? They're certainly no worse, even though they're a bit shorter. They're absolutely no worse than the originals, and possibly better. But having just changed my front springs, I can't really. Maybe time will tell. Maybe I can give you an update in a couple of thousand miles and say whether it's worthwhile or whether it's a waste of time. I was going to say that maybe I haven't gone the whole hog and, you know, specified them for my weight and ordered brand new ones, and maybe that's what I should have done. Maybe this has been a waste of time, just buying some off eBay because I spotted it. But yeah, I think I can feel them. I can. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. So that in itself might make you think, well, if it's hard to tell, it wasn't worthwhile, was it? But I think what I should be saying is time will tell. So this is only a short one. I've just had these shocks. If anybody's got fitted any of these shocks and they like them, I don't think they're. I think it's a bit better. Or is that just my brain telling me that yeah, it's got to be better because you just spent money on them, you know? Hey, I tell you what, I've just passed a house on my left there, and I was told a story about that house. Now, this is a bit of a scary story. Now, apparently, I was told this about 12 months ago by a lad who seemed to know. And he got a motorbike, and we were talking about it. And he said that house there, one of them houses, this lad had a couple of bikes, and unfortunately they got stolen. But I want to tell you about the way that they got stolen was a bit scary, because what happened was one night he was in his home with his wife and his children, and a van pulled in to the drive and just stopped, and a couple of lads, or 2 or 3 lads, got out of the van and went to the garage. Can't remember the bikes. I think one might have been a Fireblade, a late Fireblade or something. Anyway, these lads got out, went to the garage, and the lad obviously jumped up and said, "What are you doing?" And essentially what they said to him was, "Look, mate, go back on your house because you don't want to get hurt, and you don't want your kids and your wife to get hurt, and you can ring the police, you can do what you want, because we'll be gone way before they get here, but just do yourself a favour and go inside." And I believe that's what he did. So he went inside, he called the police, but they were well gone by the time, with his bikes on the back, by the time the police arrived. And it was as brazen as that. It wasn't like they pinched the bikes in the dead of night. It wasn't like they pinched the bikes off a car park or, you know, or something like that and put it on the back. They brazenly pulled into his drive with him in it, with him in the house and his children and his wife in the house, and just when he went out to tackle him, he was told in no uncertain terms by these thugs to go back, do himself a favour, go back in and leave us to it. And that's what he did, and the bikes went. Now, I don't know what you'd do in that situation. I don't know what anybody would do in that situation. You know, if you're 1 on 3 or something like that, what do you do? It's an impossible situation, isn't it? I'm sorry, I digress. Just a little story that came to mind when I was passing that house up there. And it is a bit, it's not like it's in a town or anything. It's not like you can shout for your neighbours because he's pretty much on his own there. And a scary story. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I'm a bit further into my ride now, and I am sure these are better. These shocks are better than the originals, and I'm not just saying that because I spent money on them. I don't have to do that. I'm not soft enough to think that you know, everything works, but these are better. I can sort of feel them working, but not get a bump and they respond and then it stops, and that's what a shock absorber is supposed to do, isn't it? They don't clatter across the bumps so much, even though I'm back on a horrible little B road, which is very bouncy. So is that worth spending the money on? I don't know. If you want a bike and you want to tailor it to yourself and you want to improve things, and we, you know, lots of us are messes, aren't we? Yeah, I'd say go for it. As I said before, I don't know if anybody else has got any thoughts. Maybe if you go down, you know, if you got Olins or something, you'll feel a massive, great big difference. I don't know, maybe you wouldn't. But these are an improvement over the original, so I haven't wasted my money on this occasion. And the bike generally now, with the front springs, back springs, and I'll tell you what made the biggest difference of all was my seat. This Corbin seat that was kindly sent to me. So yeah, I'm off now. I'll see you later. Try.